What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. We're on a new project here. We have some very exciting stuff going on. As always, we've got Kyle from GOLIATHTECH here putting in our helical piles, and then we can get to the deck. So
make sure you hit subscribe.
Stay tuned. We got Kyle here, and one of the most common questions I get working in rocky areas with this. You're coming down from North Jersey, which is all mountains. How many have you installed this year? How many piles?
Well over 600 jobs. So thousands of piles. Anyway.
Thousands of piles this year.
Yeah.
And how many jobs were you not able to get installed because of rock?
One.
One job.
Yeah.
So, and you're dealing with rocks a lot.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah, we use augers, different machines, other stuff, and everything to try to get through it. Sometimes it just doesn't allow it though. If you're on, side of
1 out of 600, not bad.
Yeah.
Especially you're in a pretty rocky area.
Not
so
a bad deal.
Pretty much most people, no matter where they live, helical piles are going to be a good solution.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're back at this project now. We had all of our footings installed, so they're good to go. And now we get into a lot of the prep work around the framing, where we're figuring out our ledger height. And then once we figure that out, we can transfer that measurement to our footings and figure out how big the 6x6s need to be for our beam to sit on top of that. So we're starting to figure that out.
I always like to cut my ledger 1.5 inches short, because if able to, I like to side nail my rim to the side instead of putting it on here and trying to toe nail it.
A little more secure that way.
Yeah. We always do a standard 2x6 flat blocking, so 5.5 inches. So we know our blocking and our joist and our rim.
I'm a little bit offended that you're doing all these tricks for working by yourself when I'm right here.
That's what you pay me to do, Sean.
Oh yeah. If you are working by yourself, or your helper is just holding a camera and getting in your way, then you can put a little nail there that's gonna hold the tape measure. So getting the rest of our 16-inch layout on here. I'm just going around getting these screws started. So these right here, it's half threaded. That is gonna go through our bracket and into our post. And this part isn't threaded. That's gonna stop the uplift. So we'll have 2 of these. And then it also comes with a fully threaded. That's gonna go in here. And you can see there's no hole on the post there. So that'll go in against the post, and that's gonna give it that lateral stability. So
These things will be locked in for justice.
I mean, you know, most of the time in the construction industry, you get, yeah, I worked here for 3 months, and I pretty much know everything about that. But I need a new job like ASAP, because my last boss totally wasn't my fault, but he fired me.
Yeah. I'm 24 years old. I've been doing this for like 10 years. So what are you good at? My best are framing, rough framing, and finished carpentry.
It's like a double-edged sword.
Right?
Do it all. Everybody thinks they can do it all.
Yep, everybody's a framer and everybody's a finished carpenter.
Yep. When really they ain't either.
No.
They ain't even in between.
You're not a framer. You just know how to nail a piece of wood that somebody else drew a line in an X on. Guess what day it is? Framing day. Shh, don't tell anyone. First thing we do is we want to figure out all our 6x, get our beam set. That's set nice and level, so now I was just able to level that across, transfer, get a number. I'll probably go cut this 6x, get it set. Since we have a long beam here, we got to split them. So I'm just going to be worried about my 2 ends and my middle. Once I get this one cut, I'll get a level line for the middle one, get the other end, straighten everything out, and then lock it in.
Lock it in for what?
Justice.
So we just put up the first ply of this beam so we can span all the way across, and then we can just pull down and measure our last 2 6x. So this is a pretty easy way to do it. And once we get this set, like I said, we'll have this just flying on up. It's obviously longer than 20 feet, so we do have to splice it, and you just want to make sure that those splices are right over top of a footing and a post. Looking real good here. Woo! Woo! PROWOOD, baby.
PROWOOD.
Not amateur wood, not for us.
Only for pros.
Only for pros.
Like the clamps like in the middle, get it nice and tight, but we got to do nails on both sides because the nails aren't long enough to get all 3.
So you can see all the joists go up really quickly once we have everything figured out and laid out. So we've got these in here and we just made some of the cuts. We have the cuts across here, and what we like to do is overhang it off of the beam a little bit because we're gonna have nailers that come down. We wanna sneak that 2x4 behind our rim but still be in front of our beam here so that it fits in there really nicely. We have 2 different dimensions. We're coming out roughly, we're gonna end up being about 14.6 here, and we're coming out 2 extra feet on this side. So we have this bumping out. We've made a mark right here and we're measuring out on both sides. So we make another mark right here, and then we just snap a chalk line across. That way we know that it's gonna be perfectly straight. If the ledger board is bowed out a tiny little bit, it doesn't matter. Or if the house is bowed out a tiny bit, we're gonna have a nice straight cut along the back side here. So snap that line, transfer your marks, cut them off, good to go. Got everything framed out pretty much. Got Jose working on some more blocking, our mid-span. Ant got these posts up. You can see, we just mount these to the deck with this standoff bracket. Then we put our 6x6 in there. Then the post goes up, we brace it, we're good to go. So we're getting this thing cut down to length. We have a 5.5 by 11 3/4 pressure treated LVL. That's gonna go across the front of this because we have a 16-foot span here. It's pretty far for a pergola span, so we didn't want that middle post. So our architect said we had to go up to that 5.5 by 11 3/4 beam. It's gonna look really nice though with just those two posts. I think it's gonna be worth it, but it is heavy. So we're cutting it down to length, and then we're gonna try to get it up there. All right, what's the game plan?
First things first, we need plywood to put on the deck so it's safe for our ladders.
Okay. Do we need to tie off harnesses, fall protection?
No.
We're
men here.
We're almost 4 feet off the ground.
That's all right. So we're gonna get plywood up there. We're gonna get a ladder set up. Then we'll get the beam on the deck.
It's a good start.
And then we could potentially nail some like 2x4s, a little ladder system, so we can get it like above our head pretty easily.
Okay.
And then put it up. Like, I mean.
And that's it.
That's it.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to convince Manny that an upside down pergola is cool and we'll have the beam on the ground.
Or we just won't have a roof, we'll just have posts in the air.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Not a terrible idea.
Always have a backup plan. But now we're gonna get this up. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. I'm like insanely strong.
Yeah. I'm just not strong at all.
I know. It's
strongest one here.
I might just have to do it by myself. All right, well, that's pretty much it for this vlog. We're ready for framing inspection. Next step is going to be framing up this pergola and then getting on to decking. So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor.